Hi everyone, welcome to this new video. In today's video, we're gonna keep working with custom models, specifically about the Python model context. So, in previous videos, we saw that to define the predict method within a Python model, we needed to specify a context parameter, right? Now, the context parameter is basically this Python model context class. And as the documentation says here, the Python model context is created implicitly by the save model and log model method, right? So when we were logging the model, MLflow was automatically creating this class. Now, this class has two properties: artifacts, which is a dictionary containing name and artifact path entries, right? An artifact path is an absolute file system path to the artifact. Property model config. Well, this is also another dictionary containing config and value entries. So let's see some examples. I'm going to import MLflow and set the tracking URI. Import pandas. And now here I am defining my custom model. As you can see here, I am specifying context and printing what we have under artifacts and under model config. So let me define this class. I'm going to log the model here. It's logging the model. Now I'm going to load the model back. Loaded model, right? And I'm going to get some predictions just to show these parts in which I am printing the content of artifacts and model config. So let me get some predictions. And we can see that in this case, it's basically empty, right? There are no artifacts and there are no configurations because when we log the model here, we didn't provide artifacts or configs. So let's see how we can provide artifacts. So this is from the documentation of the log model, python.log model. And this is an example of how we can use the artifacts parameter, right? So basically we need to provide a dictionary like this in this case, in which I have the name of the artifact and the location of that or the path to that particular artifact. In that case, I am referring to a particular script within my project folder, right? So if I go here, then I have this utils. Well, it's not there. So let me just check the path again. MLflow for mldep, then utils.py. Well, I don't have that utils.py here. So what I'm going to do is to include that here in this path like this. And now let's log the model, right? I'm going to log the model. Okay, it says that the artifact doesn't exist. This is because utils/utils.py, because if, okay, I know what is happening. Yes, I have to provide this location like this, right? Because if I go to the folder structure, I have source, then utils. So let me run this again. And it's an error. And this is an error because if I go here, notebooks, then source, then utils, and then, okay, I don't have any utils. So let's say that I want to run this, I'm going to log this one, run batch. Let me just change that. So here, okay, this is something that you need to take into account, right? The file that you're providing here as artifact, well, it has to exist, right? Okay, it's running. Okay, now it's working. Now I'm going to get the model, load the model back, and get some predictions. So here we can see the context artifacts. We have my file, and then I have the Python script here, the Python file that I provided when logging the model, which means that within your predict method here, you download the artifact, right? And you can use that artifact maybe to process your predictions, your model input, something like that. Now let's take a look at the configurations. This is coming from the documentation of MLflow for the python.logModel method. As you can see here, this is a experimental parameter, and model config is basically a dictionary. So let's run an example here. This is my artifact path, then I have my custom model, and notice that in this case, as model config, I am providing the name of the model. Model name, my custom model. So I'm going to run this. It's logging the model. And now I'm going to load the model back using the model URI, as we do with any other model, and use the predict method. And as you can see here, we can access the configurations from the predict method. In this case, I'm just printing the value, which is the value that we provided when logging the model. So you can use this maybe to include additional configurations for your model. So in the next video, we're going to talk about load context method. But for this video, that's all. Thanks for watching it, and see you next time.